Hey everyone, it's Asia Dang. It is the first week of the month, which means it is time for another budget video. I do have some things to point out in my budget, so I'm just going to make special note of that. I'm going to be posting my budget in the description box, so if you wanted to take a deeper look at it or use my sheet, my budget sheet to do your budget, please go ahead. Having this be my second time using this spreadsheet, I'm actually not super digging it. So if you guys have any spreadsheets that you really love, please let us know in the comments or link to us any examples that you would like to show us in the comments. I don't really know what it is about this budget or this spreadsheet that I don't like, but I'm just not vibing with it. So any suggestions would be helpful. So for the first half of March, I got paid $7,000. I'm actually going to get an extra $5,000 tomorrow, but as far as I'm concerned, that, doesn't really matter in terms of my budget because I can just include that into my student loans, just throw that money into my student loans. The fact that it's not included in here because I haven't been paid it yet doesn't really matter because we all know where it's going. All right, so first of the month, that means rent, paying $1,100. That's my half. Brian pays the other half. I know there was a lot of questions about where I found an $1,100 apartment in LA, and I didn't. That's only half of it. But $2,200 for an apartment in LA is actually pretty good. We are planning to move, so I kind of am anticipating to raise my rent budget to $1,500 a month. So it's been kind of a struggle to find something that has everything that we need, but just know that that's definitely in the cards for us. We want to move. We don't really like our space, which is a bummer. So that's what's going to happen. I feel like I look like Steve Jobs right now. I also did want to mention that if you take a look at my spreadsheet, I've highlighted some dates over here. That means that the highlighted section is just, that happens at the second half of the month. So I didn't account for the budgeting for that for this half because it's not due yet. As always, I want to repeat some exciting news. I paid off my car, so I have no more car payments ever for the rest of my life. Another thing I wanted to mention, I am someone who likes to pay off things. Like if I have the money to pay off my health insurance, I want to do that for the year so I don't have to worry about it. If I have money to pay off my car insurance for the rest of the year, I want to do that so I don't have to worry about that. So at the end of last month, I had a little money left over. So what I did was I paid off my car insurance payments until August. So that was about, I would say, like $1,200. So I paid that off, which is why those payments are not going to be in my budget until August because I don't got any. It's just something now that mentally I can throw extra money at my student loans because that's my only debt and it's a huge debt now, but we're trying to tackle it. Now, you guys will be very proud of me. For groceries, for the first half of the month, I budgeted $200. The first time I did this budget, I did $400 for 2 weeks and you guys kind of like freaked out at me a little bit. I also cut the dog budget to $200 for the first half of the month. It is kind of tough because the dog food that we give our dogs, which is small batch, is very expensive because it is very clean. For me, the dog industry and the pet food industry is really scary because it's not regulated. So I'm okay to pay that premium for a food and a product that I know doesn't have crap in it. But I know not a lot of people can do that. So I think I'm definitely going to have to commit to cooking their food more. And I've mentioned that before. And I know a video is on its way about how I cook my dog's food. It just is really time consuming. So if I don't have to meal prep, since Brian's not here, it's kind of not motivating to cook my dog's dinner, but I'm leaving town tomorrow, or I guess today when you see this video. I'm going to spend the weekend with my mom and then probably come back with vengeance because my budget is a little bit tight. So I'll probably get back to doing that again. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I have been trying to find a photographer to work with on a weekly basis. This is for Instagram. My Instagram is kind of a struggle. So this is something I'm adding to my budget. I'm actually not 100% sure how much it's going to cost me. I'm hoping it's only going to cost me about $600 a month, but we'll see, hopefully less. Health insurance, I paid off already for the year. Life insurance and retirement, I am going to start paying that in a couple months. There are some things that need to be figured out first. So I am going to do a completely separate video about that and my decision to contribute to those accounts while I still have my student loans. Because if you follow Dave Ramsey, you're not supposed to contribute to retirement or anything else until you pay off your debts. I get it. However, I feel like I make enough money to do both. So once that starts happening, I'll update you guys with a video once I know what's going on. Dining out, I cut out to $150 for the first 2 weeks. I don't feel like I'm going to spend that at all even. And then actually I am going to China on the 13th, so I only budgeted $200 for vacation. I am going to do a budget video about how I travel on the dime because I know you guys kind of see me on Instagram and stuff. I do fly first class, and I will tell you this, I bought my first class ticket to China and back to China round trip for $34. So if you want to know how I did it, I'm not trying to flex. I'm not spending $25,000 on a first class ticket. You guys know what I'm saying? So if you want to know my secret, just know that the video is coming and I'm really hoping that these tips help you. Okay, and we are actually done with this budget. To finish this budget off, my AES Success payment, I paid $2,000 for the first half of the month. I anticipate adding another $1,000 or $2,000 in the second half of the month. And then for Nelnet, that ugly Nelnet payment, I only added $1,000. So my AES Success student loan number is about $30,000. So I'm trying to pay that off first, and then I'm going to tackle my huge Nelnet loan. So that's why I'm adding more money to my AES Success account. And then hopefully when I'm done paying that off, I'm hoping by the end of the year, that would be awesome. Then I can throw the excess money to the Nelnet account and, I don't know, tackle that huge $187,000 student loan. I also want to show you guys something, and it's kind of a way to help continue to motivate me on my student loan financial journey. Okay, so every post-it equals $1,000, and then we have some $10,000 gold stars. Then at the end, $34,000 is my payoff amount for my AES Success. And for me, this is just really good motivation. So every time I pay off $1,000, bye. For me, this is just like a really good visual way to stay motivated. And something extra I plan to do is once I hit these $10,000 gold star marks, I'm going to treat myself. So once I hit these $10,000 gold stars, I'm going to treat myself to a congratulatory prize. Something that I really like to do is I'll probably maybe get my nails done or get a body scrub done or go to a Korean spa because those aren't really expensive things to do. So it's just a way to continue to motivate you to stay on track because paying off debt is really, frustrating and it's a long road. So you need to continue to give yourself incentives. This is a visual incentive, and then I'm going to give myself a monetary small incentive once I hit certain goals. So I just wanted to share that with you. For me, I just think it's a really cool way to just rip off a Post-it every time I pay off $1,000, and it continues to motivate me. Anyways, back to the budget. Let's go. All those expenses equal $5,245, so I have a total left of around $1,800 left for the first half of the month. I honestly feel like I'm missing stuff out of my budget, so I'm not going to touch that surplus until probably next week, until I figure out what exactly I'm missing. Because it's hard to do a budget sometimes because you have to know exactly what you're spending your money on, and my brain is all over the place right now, so I feel like I have another expense somewhere, but I can't really pinpoint what that is right now. So I'm going to save that money and hold on to it until I figure out my life. You know, I think this conversation of finance is really interesting and really important, and I appreciate a lot of you messaging me or coming up to me on the street and saying how important and how awesome it is for me to talk about money and use real numbers. For me, why would you talk about finance without using real numbers? That doesn't make sense to me. So I'm glad that you guys are finding this helpful, and hopefully we can all combat our debt together and at least get our lives together. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm Asia Dang. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section. Our community has been really helpful in commenting back and really supportive, so use that. And then also, if you have a budget spreadsheet that you really love, please share that in the comment section as well, because I'm not totally digging the one I'm using right now. So any advice would be helpful. I'm Asia Dang. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and I also want to mention, I know you guys are all digging my new lens situation, so I'll link my lens and my camera in the description box so you can check it out. I'm Asia Dang. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.